The streets were blooming pink, petals falling like whisper from the sky as couples and family strolled through the crowded festival. John Jungkook didn't want to be there. He stood stiff in black shades and a grey coat, hands buried in his pockets, jaw tense as he watched YN skip ahead, a bundle of sunshine wrapped in a soft yellow cardigan and sneakers that squeaked out on the pavement. You are not even trying to blend in, he muttered, catching up to her in three long strides. I am not even trying to hide. She beamed, eyes sparkling. You said I could pick the dead spot. I did. Deal with it. He rolled his eyes. I mean, brunch, not chasing after street vendors like a 5 year old kid. That's your mistake, not mine, she chirped, and without warning grabbed his hands in hers. He blinked. What are you? I don't want to lose you in the crowd, she said sweetly. People might think you are a lost and grumpy bodyguard. Let go. No. Jungkook stared at their interlocked fingers. It felt warm, irritatingly warm, but he didn't shake her off. A few stalks later, she tugged him toward a cotton candy cart. Let's get one. I don't eat that. Perfect. More for me, she said happily. She bought the biggest swirl of pink sugar, twirled it once, and then paused. Wanna taste? She asked. I said no, he replied. I didn't ask, she said innocently, and before he could react, she poked the cotton candy to his lips. His eyes narrowed. Do that again, and I will. What? She teased, licking a smile bit of her thumb. Kiss me in front of 100 strangers? His jaw locked. A dangerous beat passed between them. Then he leaned in slightly, gaze cool but voice low. Keep teasing me and you will find out. You blinked. That was not the response you expected, and maybe you liked it a little too much. So you did it again. You wiped a smear of pink fluff onto his cheek. I warned you, he said flatly. The next second, you were pressed to a sakura tree behind the food stall, heart pounding, his palm braced near your head. Jungkook wasn't smiling, but his eyes dark, amused, and simmering with something else locked onto yours. You really don't know when to sap, do you? I think you like it, you whispered. He didn't answer, but the corner of his mouth twitched, just enough to know you had won. Later, the sky deepened to indigo stars beginning to peek through the soft haze of lantern light. The festival lights now slumbered gold, warm and flickering, casting a soft glow over the riverbank path where they walked. Well, he walked. You skipped, hopped, danced your way ahead, your laughter echoing under arc of cherry blossom trees. Jungkook trailed behind, long coat swaying, hands still tucked in his pockets, face unreadable, except for the way his eyes followed you. Every spin, every dramatic twirl of your sleeves, every time you turned back and grinned at him like a firecracker in human form. Do you ever get tired of being this much? He finally asked. You slowly, just enough to smirk over your shoulder. Do you ever get tired of being this emotionally constipated? One of his brows twitched. Watch your mouth. I would rather watch you try to be fun. He didn't respond, but the next second, without warning, you felt an arm loop around your waist. You yelped as Jungkook pulled you toward him, holding you still against his side like a misbehaving puppy. No more skipping, he said, cool and low. I wasn't skipping. You were, and you fall into the river. I am not saving you. You glanced at him sideways. His jaw was sharp under the lantern light, his profile too perfect for someone so emotionally unavailable. You like that I am too much, you said, poking his chest with one finger. No, you do. I tolerate you, but you don't stop me. He looked down at you, the corner of his mouth twitching again, dangerously close to smile. I don't stop wild animals either. Doesn't mean I want one in my house. You gasped. Did you just call me a raccoon? I was thinking more like a golden retriever on sugar. You narrowed your eyes on him. Fine, you said. If I am a dog, then you are a robot. I will take that over your hyperactive chaos. You pulled away slightly, making a show of wiping imaginary tears. Wow, and here I am going to share my rice cakes with you. I bought you those rice cakes. Details, he shied, but didn't let go. Instead, he tightened his arms just a bit more. The path was quiet now, lanterns reflected in the water beside them. You stopped walking, gently tugging at his coat. He looked down again. What now? You grinned. You are not emotionally constipated. You know, you said. I am not. No, you just have romantic indigestion. He actually laughed, a small, exasperated laugh that escaped before he could stop it. You are insane. You leaned over your head on his shoulder. I am your insane. He didn't say anything, but he didn't deny it, and as the wind blew soft petals around you, Jungkook finally let his arm fall fully around your waist, not just to hold you back, but to hold you close. It was early midnight when they returned to the apartment, their home. The city was quiet now, streetlights glowing soft outside the windows, the faint hum of a car far off, a distant siren lost in the buzz of neon. Inside, Jungkook dropped the keys in the bowl by the door, toeing off his shoes with practiced ease. You stumbled in behind him, heels in hand, hair messy from wind and laughter, your cheeks still flushed from too much teasing. Bed, you mumbled, dragging yourself toward the bedroom like a defeated warrior. Immediately, Jungkook followed, slower, unbuttoning his coat, still carrying that aura of calm that clashed violently with your natural born chaos. You flopped onto the bed, face first, with a dramatic groan. I might never move again. Perfect, he muttered, walking over to tuck the blanket out from under you. Then I can finally sleep without being kicked. You are welcome. He smirked, low and quiet, then turned off the lamp. It was peaceful for a moment, just soft breaths and tangled limbs and midnight warmth. Then his voice rumbled softly into the dark. One day I swear I am going to divorce you. You blinked, half asleep, unsure if you heard that right, but his arm was already curling around your waist, pulling you closer into his chest. Too much mischief, he muttered again. Too much chaos. I am not built for this tension. You mumbled something and fell asleep before your brain could catch up. But morning sunlight poured across the bed like melted gold. You stayed, blinking against the soft glare as the memories of the night before came back. Festival lights, his arm around your waist, and then his words. Your eyes flew open. Did he? Did John Jungkook, the man who buys you strawberry milk and lets you steal his hoodies, 318, divorce? He did? The audacity? You sat up slowly, pushing your hair back, eyes narrowing in betrayal as you turned your gaze to his peacefully sleeping form beside you. He felt like a painting, lashes long, lips parted, completely unaware that his wife had just declared psychological war. Divorce me, huh? You whispered. You slid off the bed quietly, already reaching for your phone. And like a woman on mission, you opened his laptop. Time to change all his passwords, starting with one of his beloved laptop. Let the chaos begin. For Jungkook, the next morning started normal. 5 minutes. He emerged from the shower, towel slung low on his hips, damp hair tousled, gaze sharp despite the hour. He had 20 minutes before his call with a Swiss investor and an email to send before that. Everything was timed, organized, military grade precision until his phone wouldn't unlock. Frown, he tried again. Swipe, fingerprint denied. Password wrong. Tried again, wrong. What the? From the bed, you sipped your milk, legs curled, a book hand. Too innocent for someone who had just declared war. Need help? You asked sweetly. Did you change my password? I would never. You popped a chocolate square in your mouth. He narrowed his eyes, tried again. Password incorrect. A growl echoed from his chest. I swear to God, Ryan. You leaned back on the headboard, tapping your lips. Try this. You will never survive without me. 1, 2, 3. He blinked. What? That's your new phone password. You smiled. He stared at you, then reluctantly typed it, unlocked, froze. Okay, but I did. He exhaled through his nose. Fine, whatever. I have to mail Mr. Kang the quarterly report. No more games. He stalked toward the study, sat at his laptop, opened his mail, typed his password. Wrong. Again, wrong. No, his voice dropped. No, no, don't tell me. You were now on the rug, flipping through TV channels. Try. My wife is smarter than me. 2025. His jaw flexed. He typed it. Unlocked. His soul left his body for a second. YN, he hissed. I will literally divorce. You didn't even blink. Next time you threaten divorce in your sleep, I will change the lock on the front door. He paused. Fair, very fair. He sighed. Standing up, his stomach growled. I will order food. At least that's not locked. I swear if you grinned, try. Only she can feed me. Capital O, capital S, capital C, capital M. His eyes twitched. But he typed it, and it worked. He turned slowly, he walked toward you with lethal calm. You were still lying on the carpet, twirling the remote. I have to leave in 10 minutes. I have a meeting in 40. I am the CEO of an empire and I am your wife, you said, popping another chocolate in your mouth, and I love dares. He stared you for one bit, then another, then he lunged. You shrieked as he grabbed your waist, yanking you onto his lap. He braced you against his chest, locking your wrist above your head with one hand. His breath was warm against your jaw. You think you are clever, huh? You hummed. One password per threat. That's the new rule. He shook his head, lips brushing your neck. You are chaos, he said to you. And you whispered, said you divorce me. His grip tightened. I was joking. You mumbled it with your whole chest. His eyes burned into yours. You think I would ever let you go? Your breath hitched. No more password changes, he warned. You raised a brow. Then no more divorce threats. Fine. Good. He kissed you. Hard, long, a mix of frustration and surrender and something dangerously close to devotion. Then he pulled back, still close enough to make your toes curl. Just tell me the damn banking app won. You smiled smug. It's whipped by my wife. He groaned, forehead dropping to your shoulder. You are evil, he said. And you married me willingly, you said to Jungkook. By the time Jungkook finally made it to his office, he was already 3 calls behind schedule and mentally exhausted from 5 different passwords just to start his day. But the real chaos wasn't in the boardroom, it was ongoing in his mobile phone. Princess, bring me japchae. He blinked at the message. He had just sat down. Princess, from the tiny Ajuma shop, the one where you had to park in reverse because the road was too narrow. His eyes twitched. And tteokbokki, the spicy kind. Jungkook, are you planning to throw a dinner party in the living room? Princess, just for me and my husband, who's still on this ice for your information. He smiled, smirked. She never ran out of power or demands. Princess, also craving those tiny sesame balls from the stall across the arcade. Please and thank you, love. Jungkook, you know I have meetings, right? Princess, and you know don't change your Netflix password this time. See, I am being kind. He groaned into his hands. She was impossible, and he was so helplessly whipped. It was embarrassing. That evening, he couldn't send someone else, a driver, a manager, but no, John Jungkook, CEO, higher rulers of empire, was currently standing in line at a bustling street vendor, wearing a hoodie low over his face, holding 2 greasy paper bags filled with sesame balls and japchae, while aunties behind him whispered if he was an idol or just attract- attractive for no reason. He didn't answer. He was too busy eyeing the receipt, checking if she would get all her favorites. At the last minute, he added hot mandu because she always accidentally finished his last one. Back home, you heard the elevator chime, bolted to the door, and there he was, arms full of dinner, hair tousled from the wind, lips pressed in a straight line like he was pretending not to be the softest man alive. You lit up seeing Jungkook. Did you get? He held up the sesame balls. You squealed. And the mandu? Yes, he muttered, because you are a greedy little thief. You grinned. You love me. He sighed, pulling off his shoes against my better judgment. You were already setting the table, unpacking each item with reverence like it was gourmet cuisine. He watched you, eyes warm despite the glare he tried to maintain. You are impossible, you know, he said, loosening his tie. You nodded, mouthful. But you love me anyway. He sat beside you, stealing one sesame ball. You smacked his hand. He caught your wrist, mid-air, pulling you close. His voice dropped. I love you, especially when your mouth is too full to sass me. You blinked, cheeks puffed. He kissed your cheek anyway, and just like that, the queen of mischief and her cold CEO husband ended the day exactly how it always seemed to go. Her demanding chaos, his quiet surrender, and both of them hopelessly, entirely, and adorably doomed for each other. Later the nights were dim, the soft golden glow from the bedside lamp pulled across the plush comforter. The remains of your sesame bowl feast were cleared from the living room, and the only sound now crash landing on you. Episode 11, Volume 15. YN fully absorbed. John Jungkook stood at the foot of the bed, arms crossed, eyebrows twitching, jaw clenched. You are really doing this? He asked. You didn't look away. Shh. It's looking good. He blinked. You had me all day. Let me have this 1 hour. You turned with a smirk. Are you sulking? John Jungkook, mafia hire, dangerously cold to everyone, was 100% definitely, shamelessly sulking, and he didn't deny it. He took one slow, calculated step forward, then another, until the bed dipped slightly under his weight. Unbelievable, he murmured. You look up, finally, catching the dark look in his eyes. You blinked. What? His hand reached forward, calm, precise, and tossed your phone onto the nearby sofa. Your jaw dropped. Jungkook! But you didn't get far. He was already over you, crowding your space, caging you in. Do you know what watching you watch them does to me? He asked, voice dangerously low, like I am not enough entertainment for you. You swallowed. His weight shifted. Your breath him now, his legs between yours, one hand sliding under your waist to lift your back gently. Baby, you begin. I am not baby when I am jealous, he murmured into your ear. I am ruthless. Your breath caught, and then he kissed you. Hot, slow, deep. You gasped, hand flying to his chest, finger clutching his shirt. He didn't stop. He devoured. Your breath melted into soft moans as he trailed, kisses down your neck, hands everywhere, unwrapping you like you are the only thing he ever wanted to unwrap again. Every second was a tug of war between giggles and gasps. His growl against your skin when you teased him, your shies when he littered with kiss that made your spine arc. He didn't rush. No, Jungkook never did. Because the thing about him, he may be possessive, but when he came to you, he was worshipful. You were his entire world, his chaos, his calm. And tonight, he loved you like a man who had almost lost everything to a single word divorce. You whispered his name like a promise. He answered with kiss that sealed it. Time blurred, tangled limbs, whispered teasing, ticklish laughter, and deep sighs of contentment. Until finally, your bodies still, your chest rising gently against his hand in your hair. Silence, safe, whole, beautiful. You turned, curling into his arms. He was watching you again. You whispered, still jealous? He smirked lazily. I am not done showing you why you don't need K dramas. You giggled softly, dressing his jaw. You are too much and still not enough, he murmured, pulling you close again. Outside the city, quiet, inside tangled in each other, laughter faded into slow breathing, fingers linked beneath the sheets. Your last thought before sleep was no password could lock him out again. He had the only one that ever mattered, your name and your heart. The end.